Liz, as I said to you last week, I needed to have this conversation with you today of all days because personally, it's just not enough. I mean, yeah, I'll take the Hallmark card, but you know what troubles me, Liz, is that, and you noted in your piece here, it's like we give up so much to be moms, and it's something that we're grateful to do, and I don't begrudge that at all. But I feel like we're forgotten. Along the way. So I want you to talk about that a little bit, because I feel like it's a really important kind of message that needs to be heard before tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Katie. Thank you for hosting this conversation. And you're a mom, so you know this. I don't need to tell you. There is no group that we give so little to and expect so much in return from than mothers in this country. We do not give them paid maternity leave. We do not give them paid leave. We do not give them universal childcare. We don't even give them a work day that aligns with the school day, right? It ends 2 hours, school ends 2 hours before they even need to go pick up the kids. So it is no surprise that in that environment, the data shows that 60% of women, or 60% of mothers actually just want a nap on Mother's Day. They just want to be left alone. And so, yes, I don't think we need to give mothers more scented candles. I think we need to give them more help.
Yeah, and Liz, all kidding aside, you note that the infrastructure just isn't there. And even though we hear and we hear the platitudes that are given to us either by men or by even other women, the reality is it's lacking. The infrastructure is lacking. The support is lacking. So what can be done to even expand or amplify this message that the moms shouldn't be forgotten, that we should not be disregarded when we do maybe remove ourselves from professional spaces to raise children, to come back, and that when we ask for help, that we shouldn't be ashamed to ask for help, but maybe the help should already be baked in already?
Totally. I think we don't sort of realize and sort of recognize how dangerous even it is to become a mom, like the risk that women take to become mothers in a country like America, right? Statistically speaking, I mean, it is more dangerous to give birth and to be pregnant in the United States than in any other industrialized country. We have the most amount of deaths that come from pregnancy and childbirth. And then we have the Supreme Court a few weeks ago, arguing how much organ failure is enough organ failure for a woman to get an abortion that she needs if she is pregnant. And there is an issue. So we have to just sort of not just value motherhood when we see it, but even value all of the work that women put into even arriving to that, biologically and physically. And it's not to say that there hasn't been some progress. There's the, Maternal Health Act. There's the Mamas First Act, which would make a really big dent when it comes to the Black mortality, maternal mortality rate in this country, which is abysmal. But that progress has been too slow. It's not happening fast enough.
And Liz, what makes me angry is I'm glad you brought up SCOTUS. I mean, we're all living in a overturning of Roe, post-Dobbs world. And you want to have Mother's Day. You want to celebrate moms, right? Take us out for a brunch, give us some flowers on a card. And yet you got a Supreme Court and you got misogynists in Congress and you got in state level government as well that's telling women you have no autonomy over your bodies. You got to have the child. But then they're not giving the support that the mom is going to need to be able to not only raise the child financially and emotionally and spiritually and everything, but then you got to raise that child. And by the way, we're not going to give you any help to be able to do that.
Exactly, Katie. You're just putting the words in my mouth. I mean, we live in a male-dominated society, and so we have policies that trickle down from that. I mean, just think about how much we spent on the military. Just last year, the U.S. government spent $820 billion on the military. Guess how much they spent in maternity healthcare, right? Less than 0.5% of that. And so we get what we pay for, right? We get the society that the people who are in leadership and who are in power, think matters. And they're going to invest into the policy the policies that matter to them. And those policies have issues sort of trickle down for mothers globally. I mean, every hour there are 2 mothers who will die in Gaza. There are Israeli mothers who won't be able to celebrate Mother's Day with their children because they're being held hostage still. So mothers don't want brunch. They want a ceasefire. Mothers don't want scented candles and tulips. They want peace. And funny enough, even though mothers are most affected by war, women and children are more affected by war, mothers are disparately engaged in the fight for peace. And so we have to have policies that support them, and they have to have the time to fight for peace. So we need policies that make motherhood more easy on women too.
Liz Plank, thank you for this honest conversation. I thought it was important to have it on the eve of Mother's Day. I think these transparent, honest conversations are important. I would say this, though, happy Mother's Day to all of you out there, and especially to my mom, Jean Fang, who is definitely an exception in my opinion. So thanks, Liz, for being here. I appreciate it.
She did a great job. Thanks, Katie.